So I'm born and raised in London. My mother's Turkish, my father's Irish. You could say I'm part of two, maybe three different different backgrounds. My mother's side is Muslim, dad's side is Catholic. So it could be quite tense. I've got several siblings, sisters, brothers alike. Unfortunately, I'm the youngest, so the youngest of the bunch. Yeah, I've practically explored the world. I've studied in the Netherlands for about 2 years. I've studied in Turkey for about a year. Been to America multiple times. I've got a family based all around the world. So Morocco, America, Ireland, of course, England, Turkey, Netherlands. In fact, in Eindhoven. Just recently moved. My cousin's actually an expatriate. Pretty interesting. On top of that, I'm very enthusiastic, very motivated, very confident, I believe, very bubbly, very chatty. I went to a lot of Hult Open Days last year, which inspired me to become an enrollment ambassador, as I got to see their perspective and their sort of point of view, and it really inspired me to not only want to join Hult through this positive energy that Hult ambassadors have provided, but inspired me to actually then incorporate their perspective into my own initiative to become an enrollment ambassador. Unfortunately, we are going through tough times. COVID is very difficult, which makes the whole practicality of the situation a bit uncertain. This time last year, there was a lot of open days, which was great for socializing, great for networking. But we do hope that eventually, when the lockdowns are over, we can have a few events. I've done my undergraduate degree in the University of Roehampton, International Business. Funny enough, I'm now doing my master's in international business. So I know certain people have come from different backgrounds, but for me, I've kind of kept the same synergy, same flow, which has helped me, broaden my knowledge as well, because it's a big jump studying, especially if you're going to Hult, such a diverse school. One of the only schools, I believe, that have a triple credited degree, which is a degree accepted Europe, North America, and Asia. And for me, that's really opened up the markets that I can enter, the industries that I can enter. If I really, chose to, I could really go the extra mile, go into the Asian market. The whole aspect of studying with not just British people, but every sort of country and culture alike really helps me increase my emotional intelligence. I would further to elaborate on this. For me, I would never dream of studying in a team consisting of 6 different nationalities, if not more. Bearing in mind, I make up almost 3 nationalities, so that's just me, myself, and I. But you can imagine another 5 people on top of that, and no one's from the same country, and everyone working in the same group really collaborates and creates good ideas, and really just you start to understand perspectives of different cultures that you never dream of understanding. Like I've met my current team, I should say. We've got Italian, we've got Romanian, we've got Spanish, we've got Portuguese, we've got obviously myself, and we've got Bulgarian. And it's such a weird mix of people, and you'd think that, hold on, this many nationalities wouldn't be able to get together. But it's the whole aspect of, because it's so diverse, it's inspired me to then want to come to Hult. And as Hult is, as mentioned earlier, it's a triple credited degree. Hult has 6 campuses around the world, and it gives us the option to rotate to different campuses, experience these different cultures, and which is one of the main reasons why I also chose Hult, because it's given me the opportunity that other business master schools wouldn't be able to give. Accreditation is based on the foundation of it being accredited in a certain continent, and in this case, when it came to Hult accreditation, it was a triple credited degree. I found this out before applying to Hult, which inspired me more and motivated me to make these decisions of wanting to choose Hult. Because yes, it's perfectly fine to be accredited to a certain continent, but if you've got 3 continents in your back pocket, it's so much more convenient. As normally an undergraduate degree isn't going to cut it for the industry. You need the wow factor, you need that next step, you need a solid, good foundation, and on top of that, you need some sort of purpose with this foundation. And having this sort of opportunity to get this triple credit degree it's good enough for North America and Europe, because tendency of people studying in either of these regions or continents they will have the option to go to those in particular markets. But then having the option to go into the Asian market, that's a whole other industry. The Asian culture, the Asian theme, it's, for me, I would never dream of being able to access that market. But thanks to Hult, it really allows you to, benefit from this opportunity. And due to that, it's allowed me to, if I do then get a job offer after my first degree or my second dual degree, which I will be doing in San Francisco, for an Asian, entering the Asian market, it might be for an American company per se. I'm not going to get specifics, but if I were to be given that offer, then I would happily be able to, go through and go to work in the Asian market. Yes, it will be a bit of a difference in culture. I know the Asian market, the Asian industry, and the Asian continent, South Asia, it's very different. It's not like the typical the North American or European market. But for me, it'd be a very good experience just to have that opportunity to work there. And I believe for all upcoming Hultians who want to apply to this beautiful business school, definitely keep this into consideration. Trying to have this idea of being able to access the Asian market, because you might not think it right now, but who knows where you're going to be down the line in about 5 to 10 years. Anything's uncertain. And my father always used to say 3 things guaranteed in life: death, tax, and unexpected. And tax man is going to come, death is guaranteed, and unexpected, it can be anything. COVID started 2019, we're still going through it, 2021. What I learned during the open days is I spoke to my my ambassador, the Mr. Turgut Tabak, a very nice Turkish person who works for Hult, and he advised me on coming to a few of the open days. And at first I was very reluctant, but what you come to realize is everyone's in the same position. It's all about networking. Unfortunately, this year it's a bit impossible due to the current situation we're focused in, but it really helped me gain confidence, become the man I am today, and be able to get more knowledge into the current alumni as well as current students' prospects on in the Hult. It's also helped me understand what Hult is about and the diversity and inclusion that it offers. If I weren't to go to these open days, I wouldn't be able to experience this sort of networking and social gatherings. And I believe because I've gone to these open days, it's helped me understand better what Hult is focused on, as well as what Hult's core principles are. Hult, for me, without going to these open days, I had minimal knowledge of who Hult were. All I knew was they've got 6 campuses, triple accredited degree, that you can rotate, and that's about it. I had no other knowledge. Going to these open days, it's helped me understand, hold on, Hult is more than just a piece of paper. It's more than just a few words on a script. It's got so many different foundations and concepts that it revolves around. That, like myself, since joining Hult, I'm part of 4 different societies, 3 of which I'm an events president. So that would be the Hult Trade Society, Diversity, Inclusion, and Project Management. So I would also join the sports societies. I've joined the hockey and basketball and football, but I mean, tough times, so we can't do anything. But yeah. So there's 3 kind of degrees that you can do in Hult. There's an MBA, there's an MIM, and there's an MIB. I can say that there with each of the courses, I'm not too knowledgeable about the other 2 as I'm an MIB student. There are 3 to 4 cohorts within my degree, and those cohorts consist within 2 groups revolving around. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we've had to separate. Before the pandemic, initially before the lockdown and the London campus had to close, there were bits where we were able to go in class, and we'd split the cohort into 50% of the cohort would go in lesson, 50% would go virtual. It's obviously a different experience when you're virtual, because for me, I like to be in person. I like to network. I like to be able to understand what the teacher's saying and ask them a question freely. Whereas on Zoom, it's a bit more disruptive, bit more distractive, bit more hard to concentrate. From my own perspective, obviously every student's different. Everyone learns at a different rate, different process. Completely understandable. In terms of what the fundamentals of the course involve. There are several different modules you take. Right now I'm doing financial management, which is a bit difficult, you could say. I really enjoy it personally. I'm not a numbers guy. I'm much more of a very analytical sort of presenter, if you will. I like doing the the modules that are focused on leadership, global economics, one of my favorite modules so far. On top of that, we've had countless modules of different varieties. There are exams, of course, like any business school would offer. Exams are part of the course, but that's just the next learning step, I suppose. Doing this kind of work, it's a big step from undergraduate to masters. I didn't believe this at the time. I thought the first 2 weeks, I thought it was going to be chilled. No, they ram-pack you with information, homeworks, so much knowledge, that textbooks, articles. You just need to stay on top of the game. You can't really miss a single day of lessons, otherwise you fall back. And fortunately, I haven't missed a single day, and my attendance is 100%. And I'm still struggling, but struggling in a good way, because I love absorbing all of this knowledge. And sometimes it is a bit difficult. With, for instance, accounting module, we were given within a 2-week course, we were ram-packed about 3 months worth of studies, and we had to do about 4-hour homeworks each day, which is quite a lot if you think about it, because we had to study 80 concepts in a day, and we had a couple exams, and it accumulates when it comes to studying this much knowledge, because sometimes it is a bit daunting, but in the end you get used to it. And it's part of being a Hultian, is adjusting, adapting, and being diverse with what is being offered to you on a silver platter, if you will. The fact that we're studying through a very harsh time, pandemic, it's very unexpected itself. No one thought 10 years ago, a decade ago, there's going to be a world life crisis like the SARS, years ago, back in 2008. That's minimal compared to this. And it's obviously implicated us to a certain extent, where we can't go out, we can't. What depends on the region you're in. I know Dubai right now is very clean. The Middle East is a very clean area. Unfortunately, London, we do have very good healthcare, but it's obviously we've got lockdowns consistent, which has affected everyone's social life. It's affected the fact that we're able to not go into campuses. And for us, we've adapted to so much technology and revolving around the digital aspect of learning. We've had to adjust to Zoom. We've had to adjust to doing exams online. And for me, going through Proctor, it's a very unique experience, one that I've never experienced before, but it's helped me grow as a person, because it's in the reality of things, life isn't always going to give you how you want it to give. It's never going to give you the way that you want and hope. And this is kind of like a pre-lesson, if you will, a pre-existing tutorial to the fact that of the actual lesson here is Hult is just helping us adapt to the reality of the situation. And that is, once we leave Hult, we're going to enter the real world. We're going to have to pursue a career, whether that be in a different industry or an internship or any sort of industry or career. It's definitely helped me adapt to that sort of lifestyle, giving me a better understanding of the reality of the harshness, as well as how much I can adapt. And it's helped me create a very, very diverse growth mindset. And I believe with Hult, they are focused on growth mindset. And funnily enough, I'm doing a future mindset challenge. I did previously do the Hult Prize challenge. Unfortunately, I didn't win. Many great teams, many intellectual ideas, which is very difficult when you're competing with not just Hult, but you're competing with universities like Oxford, Cambridge, MIT, Harvard, all these brilliant minds, like-minded minds coming together, and everyone's doing the Hult Prize. So it's just an honor to be part of that wide community. And obviously, I wouldn't like to win. Who doesn't like to win? But it's definitely, I really enjoyed this experience. It's definitely allowed me to learn, regardless of not passing through to the next stage. And I really do appreciate the fact that Hult has given us the opportunity to experience this Hult Prize, and the Future Mindset Challenge is coming up. So fingers crossed we do well on that. Be open-minded. Definitely be enthusiastic. You will become a Hultian very soon. If you're not applying yet, please apply. It it will benefit your life in so many ways. It will create so many opportunities, and the fact that you're representing Hult is already a big deal. Hult is very well recognized around the world, and if you were to then pursue how I've done to become an ambassador, it will really open a door to many opportunities. You'll get to meet many great people in your life. I was actually my lecturer today. He is a co-founder of Nexus Frontier, which is very, very, very nice. I got to interview him, ask him a few questions after the class. Of course, he's teaching us financial management. So I really do recommend, even if you're not too certain, definitely come through to one of the open days. We've hosted an open day about last month. We will be again soon. So if you do want to find out a bit more information, definitely give it a chance. It might not be your sort of path. It might be your path. You never know until you try it. What I could recommend is be open-minded, have a very diverse thought, and increase your growth mindset.